All right, good morning, guys. So thank you for joining here. Nice moves here in the market today, and making a nice gain here on some ES that we've got here. And again, don't forget we got the sale going on, so don't forget about that. Also subscribe to the other channel for the PM review. We'll talk about the levels that we cover here in that and see how they did later today. But right now, non-farm payroll coming out way hotter than expected. We got one third. I basically like a double. So that's like a like a 2 sigma or something like that. So a double. Beat it by 100%. Unemployment rate went down too. And we were just chuckling about this a minute ago in the room, and I was like, dude, like, Lutnick and Hassett and all them spent like all day yesterday, like, careful, like this, don't get too excited, this report, which is basically code for like it's going to be the worst report ever, and it wasn't. So it beat, and I just thought it was funny because bonds were just like the last couple of days really sniffing out like a weak report. So the bond market, just really nice move here for ZB. We talked about TLT the other day too. Look at that, giving back a lot of those gains, but big outside move yesterday. And it is retracing a lot of that, but I'll be watching this. I was just mentioning this a minute ago. Watch that 88 handle. I think it does settle around here. I think 87.50 also, if we got down there, could be a buy. It might be a little too late to scalp this, but this is a pretty good spot here. If we look at the hourly, for instance, you can see, even kind of like right there, it's kind of right where we sort of bounced. It didn't quite get down to that. You got that high right there. I think TLT is actually okay here, to be honest with you. We'll see how this settles right now. But it doesn't look terrible. I can show you here. Right there, we got, this is for Friday, 88, and then, 87.50. Again, dealers are going to be buyers there. And then for today, similar, same kind of deal, 87.50 and 88. So TLT is not in terrible shape here. We'll look at the S&P as well, because I know you guys want that. And right now, yeah, I mean, 7K is back on the slab, right? So here we are with that, and we did see some numbers on the futures come up way higher last night, and I'm talking like breakout levels, so like above the high, and then there's 700 on the spider. So pretty simple, I mean, these numbers have been there daily pretty much. It comes down to, though, how much longer can call sellers hold out? I'm sure they sold calls up there yesterday. If we get there again, I'm sure they'll try again. But over time here, when those calls really start to decay, people got to understand that it's not just like a permanent thing that can just happen forever. Eventually, the dealer will just not care because the decay is just, it's decaying, right? And that risk gets, essentially moved higher. So that is, it's a possibility here. I know there's only so many times you can knock on the door. Right now, you've got a nice kind of ES flag here in the overnight, and we're looking at that too. Nice 4-hour pop. So we'll see if we follow through there. One level that was very key to me was 69.70 and 72. I got it marked right there. But this was key because we were testing. I got a lot of parallels on here, but we were testing this, the lower end right here in the overnight. And we got back above that, pulled back here. And I said this morning, watch for reclaims of 69.70. And I know some members got in on that. The reason for that is that fixed our technical positioning. If we were opening down here, we would have been a little bit more vulnerable to a dip. You would have had to work for a lower high. And then a higher low after that. But nice technical positioning here. From that move, you got 7K up there. We're going to say 5 to 7 after that, and then 12, 14, and then 22. 22 will round trip the entire move, which we still haven't done. But I would not, if you asked me Monday, I would have said, like, this is a short right here. But the fact that we've kind of consolidated now for a day and a half, right? We've built some compression here. So this can resolve higher if it wants to. I would not really bet against it. So is this a breakout day? We'll see. We'll see. It's definitely they definitely have, they definitely got that it's there if they want it. There's the NQ, and again, these trend lines just continue to just, I mean, talk about a magnet. I mean, all the way back here, and it just keeps finding a way to just hit this line over and over and over and over and over. Back test, it's still working. So we'll see if this does resolve up here. Another thing that kind of gave us a clue as well, pre-market, silver up 6%. Not SIF, there we go. Silver up 6%. It did back off though, interesting. So what was interesting is that this backed off again. I guess it's trading positively with bonds. I suppose that's the deal here. Like less likely to see rate cuts, but this is still kind of a risk on indicator. You're actually seeing the dip being bought right now, retesting kind of this overnight high, or for the high from yesterday, with this like little overnight flag area. So silver holding up, I think, again, that's a positive for risk. We'll see if it eventually works its way back up to that 95 that I've been talking about. We've got gold here with a slight little outside move, but no follow through so far. And then oil continuing to inch up. I was saying yesterday, I like oil. I liked oil here yesterday with that narrow range candle. The only thing that's preventing me from buying is that right now, from what I'm hearing, they're going to do a deal with Iran. And I don't know what that's going to look like. And so I don't want to be with uncertainty here on oil. And that's also a potential reason to not really want to be short into maybe the weekend, things like that. But right now, market's holding up. Let's see what you guys are saying here. Real move starts after VIX expiration. Yeah. But is there... So again, like I said yesterday, like a lot of people in my room are trying to short. I was like, just be careful. Like yesterday's price action. I mean, like I think this got people bearish here, and I said, just don't, guys. This is just noise. It's just noise. Look, we're just in a range after a squeeze. That's all it is, right? And dealer buyback is very powerful right now. So I would not try to fight that. And right now we're making money off of this fake move. And I don't really care if it's fake or if it's real, as long as it prints money into the bank account. But yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But yeah, really nice pop here. And we're up over 50 points, about 50 points now from the pre-market low. So we should get up to at least 5, 6-ish, which is yesterday's high. But there's numbers up here that are a lot higher for today on the futures. They're breakout numbers. Trump wants a strong market. Yeah, I know. Well, and speaking of that, I was talking about this yesterday too. You just overlay the S&P. The tax receipts, it's the same, like it's the same exact chart pretty much. Yeah, like they're not gonna like they can't let the market go down for too long. So regardless of who's in charge. Hood, sorry, Pretty in Green saying, are we believing BLS? Oh, we don't have to believe it. What matters is the algos believe it. So we're just here to make money. That's all that matters. Stock market's not the economy. So, I mean, the numbers have always been fake. I think Hood may have bottomed. I was saying that the other day. They did fix. No, maybe it looks a little weaker now. On the 13th. Let me check this out. It looks better on Monday. Last I checked, it's kind of weakening now. That's right. They had earnings. You know what? It's not down that much though. Check here. So you got some. Yeah. So based on this, I would not buy it because there's just too much. You're in negative gamma below 80. It needs to hold $80. I'll say that. It does look like it does. The chart does look a lot better than it did. But yeah, I'd say 70 is to still support right now if it did try to dip. This might have bottomed here for now. I want to see it reclaim that 70 handle, or that 80 handle there, intraday. So this might stay in a range here, and I know we've talked about this as well. I think these software names probably, some of these names that have been beat up lately will probably stay soft. No pun intended, until at least next week. And Hood kind of falls in that camp. IWM, how is the Russell doing? I'm assuming it's, see, this in theory shouldn't be pumping as much because of rate cuts. But yeah, it got it. Yeah. So it looks like, yeah, the Nasdaq's the beneficiary. I see Jamie talking about the Nasdaq. Yeah. The Nasdaq's the real beneficiary here. But yeah, nice move there. See what IWM looks like today. I know 265 has come up a lot. Yeah, it looks a little mixed here. 68, 69, 70. With the IWM, it's very, I don't like using the ODTs because IWM is a lot more like cumulative. There's tomorrow. There's Friday. So yeah, we'll just say 270 is kind of your upside target. Let's look at the Qs. I did not look at the Qs yet. That's Friday, and then today here. So 621. Well, 621 potentially on the docket today. Where are we pre-market? $617. And you got that 618 up there. So I've been following that on the Qs. And, again, yesterday, the day before, if we had gotten there, that would have been an easy short. But, notice how we flagged here very nicely. So I don't think it's as easy of a short now. Or if it even is one, to be honest. Yeah. We'll turn out the monitors. Lyft. Let's take a look at Lyft. About to be 9 o'clock here, so we'll just be the last one really quickly. So they get. I'm assuming they had earnings as well. It came down into $14. Let's drop a fib here too. Grab it from the low. It looks like it's going to open right around that 618. So maybe there's something to do there. Let's check a look. The only thing is with like 2-digit or single-digit stocks, like you're always just going to get like the strikes are just going to be 14, 14.50, 15. You're not going to get too specific. Yeah. And so there's a put wall at 14. That might hold up today. Below that's 12 if it really continues, but my guess is that holds because that's like what, 10% from here. Yeah, it's another 14% from here. So 14 probably holds right now. Let's take a look at OPEX. 18. So if it rebounds, it might even pop back up. We'll have to check the volume later, but if it can rebound and hold up here, it might be able to. 18 is a long way away, but that could be something to look for next week if the dip gets bought. So, all right, cool. So let's take a look here. Yeah, ES holding up well. And yeah, we're getting up to these targets right now. So I got to get to the room here and start taking a look to maybe take profit on these. But I think there's a good chance of trend. We've got to clear these highs. So anyways, you guys take care. Have a good one. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to Gambling Boy Trades. We're going to have the afternoon review there, and we'll talk about everything that we talked about this morning and see how everything played out. But anyways, you guys take care, and I will see you